It's a new day, it's a new city to explore. We are on our way to Dubrovnik, Croatia. As I mentioned before, adult tickets, my ticket cost 20 euros. The kids, it was 11 euros each. The ride took right under or right over 3 hours. It was an easy border crossing. They did ask me for the COVID test for Kalel. He's 16 now. I know I keep saying 15, but yes, he's 16. It wasn't an issue because he asked about it. I mentioned kids didn't need it. He said, oh, kids under 12. I'm like, oh, my bad. And then I remembered it said you could test on arrival. I did mention that also. He did not care. He just stamped our passports and let us through. So that was that. I just needed to show my vaccine pass. And then I gave my our passports and we were through immigration. Each person had to get off the bus and go and do that. We had to give our passports or test, green pass and everything to get through immigration at the border. So it was easy. And then for some reason they did search our bags, which everybody found strange. But they did just search like one bag per group or family or whatever. So it wasn't too bad. So immigration from Montenegro to Croatia was different, but it was pretty easy and straightforward. Our Airbnb was amazing. The host was amazing. We were about 10 minutes from the old city where we spent most of our time. Everything was clean. It was huge. It was perfect for our stay and we thoroughly enjoyed it. So like we do in every single city we go, the first day we always try to get there with a couple hours in the day to spare. So we can just walk around, see where we are, get our bearings, get our groundings, go out to eat, just check things out, see where we are and all that. So that's what we did this day. Walked around Old Town for a little bit just to check where we were, see what the bus system was like. Everything is walkable. We were like 10 minutes as I said, so we didn't need to take a bus or anything, so that made it super easy. And of course we grabbed some food. Good morning. We are in Dubrovnik, Croatia. It is so overcast and cold outside. Yesterday getting in, it was pretty. It wasn't this cold. So we've been sitting at home, working, doing school, contemplating if we want to go outside. But we only have a couple days, so we have to brave it. And 2 full days. We don't even have a couple days. That's 2 full days. So we're gonna try to go out and brave it and check some stuff out. Try to do like inside museums where it's warm. Try to stay warm, and we have to do the wall. But I think I'm just gonna save that for tomorrow and hope tomorrow's weather is better. That it's not so cold walking that high around the entire part. So we'll see. We'll take you around with us. But this is just an amazing, amazing view. We walked the old city late yesterday and it was just magnificent. Oh my goodness. These places are giving me the feels. Dubrovnik is one of the best preserved medieval walled cities in the world. Inside the city are delightful narrow streets, churches, synagogues, and squares. At the heart of the city, the old town is enclosed by medieval walls and battlements offering views of the old port. Art, weapons, and photos are on display at the Cultural History Museum in the Gothic-style Rector's Palace, a film location for TV's Game of Thrones. Look, you guys, I was so excited because I'm a Game of Thrones fan. So I was just walking around trying to find a couple places that they did film. I did get a couple pictures. So it was super cool. If you are into Game of Thrones, then this is definitely a spot to check out. but the old town is just absolutely beautiful, well preserved. We had an amazing time. Walking around, there's just so much history, so much information plastered all over. I learned so much. Like this spot right here was telling you that on December 6, 1991, the Montenegrin and Serbian army did attack the city here in Dubrovnik, and they were just going over and just remembering everything that happened. Inside the city walls, there's so much to do, so much to see. A lot of them you have to pay for, and it is pretty expensive here in Croatia. I thought it was, more Albanian price, more Balkans price, but it is more Europe price. But I did find cathedrals and churches that we could walk through and look at and just take in the beauty, and it did not disappoint. This was another free activity we stumbled upon when we were walking. This is the memorial room of the Dubrovnik defenders. This is a room or an area that you can walk through, get the information on, the people that defended Dubrovnik from the Serbian and Montenegrin army, and just learn more about the history. So I was glad we stumbled upon that, and it was free. We were able to go in and just take it all in. So we just walked through the old town. It is so much to do and see in there. A lot's closed because it's winter. So, keep that in mind. But tomorrow we're going to do the wall. I don't know why we keep getting ourselves into this. We're going to do the wall and a couple museums. But today we just chilled pretty much. Walked around. We went into a couple churches, cathedrals, because I love those. And we went into one of the free, it's not a museum, but yeah, it's kind of like a museum with the history of the city and all that. And it's crazy because a lot of these things I didn't know. So this is one of the perks of traveling. You learn a lot. So yeah, of course I have those, so I'll show you. Then we went in and got some pastries from this cute little bakery. And now we're back to the Airbnb to eat and chill. Can you hear me? So tired. So tired. So many hills. Oh my goodness. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Good morning, guys. We are high up over the Dubrovnik old city. We are climbing the wall today. Not climbing, but going around. We didn't climb up. That was a stressful climb. Oh my god, for people that walk everywhere, I don't know how we're so out of shape, but I got my health issues, I guess, so that's keeping me down. But it is so beautiful. Just look at this. I'm going to show you the views and everything, of course. Trying to get out the sun here. It was a little bit pricey. It was $250 KN for me. It includes a wall and 9 museum entrance. We just did the one-day pass, so we're not going to do 9 museums. We want to do 2. And then it was cheaper. She said it was cheaper to get the kids separate because it's 50 for all the museums and then 100 for the wall. So for me it was like $38 for the wall and the museums, and the kids would be like 15 or so each for the wall and the museums. So it was a little bit pricey. We haven't been spending much on tours and all that, and sometimes the museums are so inexpensive in other places, and then the kids are normally free. So this was a little bit pricey, but we're just gonna do it since we haven't been spending a lot of money on tours and stuff. We've just been doing a lot of free stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you around the wall. It's beautiful. Dubrovnik's unique appearance, famous the world over, has much to do with his famous ancient city walls. Walking along the city walls is a must-do while visiting Dubrovnik. These impressive walls can be walked in full length and are ideal spots to enjoy unique views of the city's squares and palaces, narrow streets, as well as the island of Lochrum and the crystal blue seas. Here are some facts about the city walls. The city walls are 1,940 meters in length and encompass the entire Old Town. The walls were built in the period from 13th century to 17th century in order to defend Dubrovnik from its enemies. The main land facing the wall is between 4 and 6 meters in width, while the sea facing wall is a little narrower, between 1.5 and 3 meters. Its height is as great as 25 meters in some places. It took us over an hour to walk the entire wall, stopping, taking pictures, resting, but of course it was completely empty. We maybe saw 3 people on the entire walk. So of course once it's packed and everybody's out there, it will or may take a little bit longer. Oh my goodness you guys. So we're almost at the end. It's been over an hour walking and resting, and the struggle is real, but this view, oh my god, it's so beautiful up here. Yeah, it's definitely worth it to walk around. If you come here, definitely say go for it. So we just had lunch. It was meh. It was pricey.
The place was mid.
It's mid. Yeah, it's probably our least favorite dish we've had in a very long time because we've been having some really good food. So yeah, it was pricey and just not great. But yeah, so we are gonna go to the museum now and get our day going or continued. Okay, so because it's Saturday, the Natural History Museum is closed at 2, so we probably should have checked that out and came here first before doing the wall and having lunch and doing all that. So we're just gonna check out the museum, but yeah, it looks like we didn't really save anything, didn't get a deal. We just paid regular price to do the wall, and then we probably just skip the museums. But yeah, so a little planning will save you from what we went through. Not realizing that it's Saturday and then everything is closed, and then of course tomorrow is Sunday, so everything is closed. So yeah, we'll see. So like I mentioned, the tourist card costs 250 kunos. It does include the wall and 9 free museums. Well, not free because you paid for it, but it includes 9 museums you don't have to pay additional for, and then it includes discounts to other places, other shops and stuff like that. And you do get a 1-day bus pass or a 3-day or 7-day depending on which pass you buy. With the 1-day tourist card, I did get a 1-day bus pass. So the museums that I did end up visiting was the Maritime Museum, the Cultural History Museum, and the Art Gallery. Those 3 museums were pretty, easy to go through. I did get a ton of information. It was information overload, but it is doable if you have a short amount of time. It is not a crazy big city, so you can get this done and still get your money's worth and get everything that you're trying to get from this cultural experience. So the kids wanted to go home or go back to the Airbnb. They were tired and over everything. I mean, it's been a long day. Well, not really, they're just lazy. So I have a couple hours before some more of the museums close, so I'm just gonna make use of my car that I paid so much for. So I went into two, and some are just so small. It's like the art gallery didn't have that many things, so you didn't need like a ton of time in there. So I'm just going through, seeing what I can see, learning what I can learn, checking it out, yeah. So I came down to the bus station to buy our tickets to Split. I just wanted to do it today just to make sure, you know, everything is in order. And just to get an idea of how long the bus takes from where we are to get here. Because when we came, we took a taxi. So I wasn't sure, like, you know, how many stops the bus take, what time we need to leave. And the bus, they don't run that often. It's like once every hour, especially on Saturdays and Sundays. So the struggle is real. So I figured out what time we need to get here, or what time we need to get out to the bus stop to jump on the bus, and it takes like 10 minutes. So I'm like, what? That is so fast. And we paid 15 euros going because we didn't have any kunos. I think that's how they pronounce it. And it's a $2, €2 for the bus. And I'm like, dang, man. But yeah, so I know what it is now. I got our tickets. The kids are at home. They don't want to do all this with me. But I got me some snack-a-lacka. I shouldn't share with them, huh? Got some snacks for tomorrow for the bus. Some milk. I mean, come on. These are some good candy. And then juice, coffee, peanuts, some other nuts, fruit and nut thing. So that's going to be our snack for tomorrow while we're on the bus, because it's going to be like 4 hours and something ride to Split. So yeah, our struggle is real in these here streets, but the view is beautiful. The view waiting is beautiful, and I've been waiting on this bus forever. Like once every hour the bus comes, so I was trying to time it, but what are you gonna do, right? So I'm just gonna sit here in the cold and freeze and wait until the bus gets here.